Gavin Newsom is number one. He's, I believe, the most likely nominee today. And that's no longer a controversial position. I think most everybody in politics would tell you now that Gavin Newsom's the most likely. What's his greatest known strength? The momentum he's built this year. Okay. 2025 saw Gavin Newsom raising money, adding people to his fundraising lists, vitally important to raise money, and then winning the redistricting fight, being treated like a lot of people in the media and the Democratic Party like a shadow president. Huge advantage for him is the momentum he has. Secret strength he has, not really focused on yet, he's got a great staff. Now, candidates matter most to win the nomination, to win a presidency. But you need a team who's experienced, where there's mutual trust in both directions. Newsom has a great team, and it's deep. It's a deep team. In other words, he's got not one or two people with national experience, but lots of people. And when you have momentum, you're able to recruit. So if he has any holes in his team, he'll be able to recruit better than most, okay? Biggest known weakness about Gavin Newsom, I would say, the image that he's got is being too slick and too political. You hear it all the time. I hear it on two-way with the two-way community. You hear it in focus groups. People think he's slick. Secret weakness I think he has, and you've heard me talk about this before, is fire in the belly. You know, fire in the belly for him often runs cool. His family is ambivalent about his running. I believe he's ambivalent about running, despite people thinking he's all in. And we'll see. We'll see how he does and if he does run. But that's, to me, the secret weakness. Okay, number two in our rankings, 8 for 28. Josh Shapiro, governor of Pennsylvania. I've said before, he's an undervalued stock in this thing. I think if he executes, he is going to be a real force here. And if Newsom ends up not running, I think Shapiro is going to be the front runner in a big way if he executes. And I almost put them in the tier by themselves. Right now, greatest known strength, he's a great political athlete. He governs really aggressively. He talks to people in a great way. He's thinking a lot about, we've talked about this here before, Trump voters, how to appeal to Trump voters. So he's a great performer on TV in different venues, giving a speech, etc. Secret strength is high-level support from the Democratic Party. Nancy Pelosi likes him. That still matters. The Obamas like him. Clintons like him. Lots of the best strategists in the party, even if they're not working for him, they really like him. That's a big advantage. It's a big advantage to have that kind of support. Known weaknesses, a lot of progressives don't trust him. People focus a lot on the position he has on Israel. He's not uncritical of Israel and of Benjamin Netanyahu, but he's pretty supportive of Israel. And that's one piece of it. But there are other people in the progressive wing of the party who say no. He's too establishment, he's too centrist, he's too moderate. And if I'm right that the anti-establishment progressive wing of the party is going to have a lot of strength, it's going to be a big challenge for him. Secret weakness, something that I reported on quite a bit when Kamala Harris was considering him to be her running mate. He got a lot of incoming. He was the only one of the people Harris considered who had these negative news stories come out, some in the Pennsylvania press, some in the national press, and his team and the governor himself did almost nothing to knock them down. No indication that they recognized the threat. And I don't think the Harris people did this as a test, at least as far as I know. But if it was a test to say, how's this guy going to be handling criticism, controversy? There were scandals involving his team. There's problems that he had. Spotty record in handling those attacks. And I think that is a secret weakness, which could be decisive, because to run the gauntlet of winning a nomination, if you do well, the attacks are going to come. Opposition research, press scrutiny, questions from voters. Let's see if he's upped his game when and if he gets in this race. All right. After that, I think there's a pretty big drop off. So my determination of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 was more difficult. Number 3, I put Pete Buttigieg. That's going to be a controversial pick for some of you, because I know people, very smart sources, who said, don't even put him on the list. I put him at number 3. His known strength is he's a great talker. As Bill Clinton would say, he can talk the owls down from the trees. And that matters a lot. And he'll talk really well if he goes on conservative media, like on Fox News, but he'll also talk really well to a progressive interviewer, really handles himself well in town meetings. And he's run before, and that gives him a capacity to really understand how to communicate at the presidential level. I think his secret strength is something that I don't know how he'll feel about it, whether he'll feel that this is a a nice thing or a favorable thing to say. But he and his political team, I call them tactically ruthless and sophisticated. He's run before, and even though he's a very genial guy, they're very tough. They're very ruthless about opposition. And I think you're going to see in this nomination fight, no matter how many people end up running, I think you're going to see people who are tough and ruthless and sophisticated about the process, I think will be well served. That's his secret strength. His known weakness, he's had not been able to develop support from black voters. Literally, in some polls, he gets zero support from black voters. And no matter what states vote early, there's no way, in the way the politics works in the Democratic Party, there's no way to win the nomination without significant support from black voters. And he's tried various things to address that. I don't think he's solved it. It's talked about a lot. Secret weakness, he's a very smart guy. He's a very analytical guy. And a lot of voters like that. People find that appealing. Some people, I heard this repeatedly in my reporting, is he passionate enough? Is he emotional enough? Or is he a little bit too antiseptic? So we'll see if he displays more heart. He's got kids now. He's been through the process. He's living in Michigan. A lot of opportunities to talk about his own life with heart. But again, a lot of people I talked to, a lot of my sources said they think that's the missing piece. People are going to want a president and a Democratic nominee with heart. All right, what am I up to? Number 4, Kamala Harris. Wasn't on my list a week ago when I was putting it together. I got to be honest, this is a huge change. I've moved her from off the list to number 4. Why have I done that? She did an interview with the New York Times that was leaned really much more firmly into the prospect of running than she has in terms of the tone of it and the body language. And so I made some calls and determined, yes, in fact, she is really thinking about this. She sees the field, not necessarily as particularly strong. She sees the experience she has. And so I've moved her to number 4, fourth most likely nominee, Kamala Harris. Known strength, she's got a national profile, former vice president, Democratic nominee. And she's got, I think this is an undervalued asset, even though people know about it, she's got strong ties to the core constituencies of the party, 2 black voters, 2 female voters, 2 labor. She's got that, and that is a huge opportunity for her to consolidate support, particularly if Governor Newsom doesn't run. I think her secret strength is she's unshackled. Same thing is said about Kamala Harris, and it's true, as was said about Hillary Clinton and Mitt Romney and some others. In private, she's a much different person. Rachel Maddow said this week she regretted not pushing Kamala Harris in their interview during her book tour to be more forthcoming, to be more open about what she's really like, because Rachel Maddow's experienced it, as I have. She's a different person. And so the secret strength is being unshackled. She may show more of that naturally. She may put that out there in a more natural way. And I think that Kamala Harris, the private Kamala Harris brought public, just as was said about Mitt Romney after the election, when that documentary came out about him and showed the private Mitt Romney, that unshackled Kamala Harris, I think, is a big potential strength. All right, known weakness, questions about her political execution. You saw that when she ran for president in 2020 cycle. You saw it as vice president. You saw it when she became the nominee in 2024. She just is not that good under pressure. I've said it before. Her biggest weakness is she does not like to make difficult choices under pressure, tough decisions when the focus is on her. That's a known weakness. The secret weakness, and I picked this up throughout my reporting, which is why she didn't make the list, elites in the party, the kind of people I talk to, the donors, the strategists, the other elected officials, the doubts about her run very deep. They just don't think she's up to trusting to be the nominee again. Now, some people in the party and progressives who would love there to be a female president, they say, no, we just can't nominate another woman. It's not worth the risk after what happened with Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris. But the doubts about her run more than just in terms of biology. The doubts about her run to her competence. And it's very difficult, even in this anti-establishment period where the elites don't control things as much as they did. It's very difficult to win under those circumstances. All right, so if you're using a normal phone, you're going to see those creepy ads that pop up all the time. They tell the people out there exactly where you've been, what you've bought, even who you've been talking to. And you probably, when you see that happening, because you see signs of it on the phone, you probably ask yourself, is my phone monitoring me? Well, the truth is your smartphone is constantly collecting and leaking data all without your knowledge and without your consent. Every day, it's building over and over a more detailed profile of your whole life, your location, your habits, your interests, even the people you're communicating with. And all that information gets funneled into what is an invisible marketplace where it's tracked and analyzed and sold to the highest bidder. It's annoying, of course, but it's also very invasive, and it's nonstop. You're on your phone nonstop. The data is being collected nonstop. But now there's a solution. The Up Phone by Unplugged is totally different. It's designed from the ground up to protect your privacy. There are no hidden trackers. There's no data mining. Just a secure and streamlined smartphone experience that puts you back in control. I love it. When I use it, I feel empowered. I feel like I'm actually getting to do stuff without the trade-off of losing everything in my privacy. That's if you're texting, if you're browsing, whatever apps you're using. The Up Phone ensures that your personal information stays personal. It's the phone for people who are done being watched all the time. If you're ready to take back your digital privacy, this is what you need. Visit unplug.com/Mark. You'll get 25% off a phone case with the purchase of a phone. Learn more and order your Up Phone today. That's unplug.com/Mark, because your life, it should be yours, not theirs.